Hey, audience of quality, not quantity. Thank you for joining us. Let's get a nice round of applause.
Hey, cheers, Nick. Firstly, thank you to Nick, Lee, and thank you very much for inviting me back for another talk. My name is Phil Barber. I am a zookeeper. I'm actually a head zookeeper at Shepreth Wildlife. I run all the reptile and invert side of things there, as well as keeping my own private collection and trading at these fantastic shows. And one of the things I've been specialising in for the past couple of years now is the emerald cockroaches, or Pseudoglomerus magnifica. Now, for me, these are probably one of the most beautiful cockroaches you could possibly keep. But some people seem to struggle a little bit with them. I've been breeding them in some decent numbers for the past few years. So the species here, Pseudoglomerus magnifica, comes from Vietnam and South China. The habitat is tropical and subtropical forests, and from fairly high elevation. So they don't like it too hot, I find. I do keep mine more on the cooler side for them. And this is my kind of basic kind of breeding setup. So it is incredibly basic for them. This is my main colony. I do have a couple of colonies of these now. This is a standard plastic, like Terrarium style enclosure. So there is lots of Vaseline around the top and PTFE liquid around the top. They do escape still from that, so you do get the other one getting out. But actually, if you want a really escape-proof enclosure for these species and other species like these, Tarantula room enclosures. They do not get out of those. But very basic setup with a substrate of a forest floor style mix. Bit of cork bark laced up against the side so they can climb, with lots of nooks and crannies so that the young bee nymphs can really hide up. The stick in there, that was covered in lichen. They've cleared that within about a week. So they do eat a lot of lichen. So you'll also see there's a milk bottle cap of bee pollen. I fill that about twice a week for my colony. So that is one of their main food sources, along with things like apple, sweet potato. But here you see males and females. The males have the wings, they're adult males when they've got the wings. Males do not live as long as females, so once the males are mature, you're looking at about 6 months tops for the males. Whereas the females should live at least another year or two once they're matured. So, and the females, if you don't know, they actually, after their nymphs, when they give birth, they actually look up and they carry them around under them in their legs. And actually, the younger females will also babysit nymphs as well. So you often find baby little nymphs underneath all the females. So just like that. So there you've actually got a couple of newly born ones, as well as some slightly older nymphs, but they will look after them quite a lot. So when that one's not even quite a fully mature one there. So diet and the things like bee pollen, various lichens, mosses, leaf litter, fruits and vegetables. Kind of almost like your standard sort of cockroach mix. But like I said, the bee pollen I do find quite important for them. I also give them things like fish flake as well, dried shrimps, so all sorts of things. Trial and error really, so see what they like, and give them that. So that's kind of the basics of the Pseudoglomerus magnifica, as well as Pseudoglomerus salis, which I'm working with as well, the one. All my Isopods thrive on their one. But also people like Isopods leaf moths, which is fantastic for Isopods. Other reptiles do their big beds, which is fantastic. I've used all of those, absolutely fantastic, and none of those have Koya in them. So, Koya, when it comes to things like Isopods, also your millipedes, and even like your cockroaches, has no nutritional value in their for it whatsoever. They can eat that, perhaps eat that, but then get too bogged up on that, and it can impact them, and they can become impacted on that. So substrate is really key when it comes to your Isopods, and then your sort of Detritus invertebrates. There's a few examples, just some one of the basic ones really. So your dairy cows, but I think really underrated. The Terrariums, just a genus, fantastic one. If you're looking into getting into Isopods, this is one of the best ones to get into first. Even like your wild type, actually, I think really underrated. Yes, you can find those in your garden. Yes, the substrate, right? That's the main part of their diet. That substrate, getting that rotten wood, rotten leaves, and stuff in that substrate. And then things like cuttlefish, really important for their calcium, as well as other sort of calcium sources, like I said, moto flour, crushed eggshells, salt, is that. Vegetables, can give think a bit of carrot or a bit of sweet potato occasionally, or a bit of courgette. If you let it dry a little bit, it then doesn't mold as quickly or at all. Whereas if you let it in fresh, they sometimes take very fresh straight away, and then it then starts to mold. You don't want mold getting in the enclosure. Then things like dried fish, dry shrimp, stuff they absolutely love. These sort of things, but just put enough in that they eat that fairly quickly and stuff, and then just leave them to it. Look at that supplementary food maybe once every 2 weeks, kind of thing, and then just leaving them to it. And we've got my crystal pineapples, Crystallian is American. Small species, but absolutely fantastic as well. Breed really quickly, I find. So I've always got lots of these around. So they're fantastic small species. And that's my quick introduction to the Pseudoglomerus mandica, and then just basics on Isopods and beekeeping. You can find me at the shows. You can find me online on YouTube, Incredible Inverts and Other Animals. You can find me on TikTok as well, Instagram, Facebook, and also beekeeping at Shepreth Wildlife Park, which is actually near Cambridge, so a bit of a distance from here. So, but if you're ever that way, we've got all sorts of wonderful invertebrates on display there as well. Any questions, Phil? Sorry, I can't hear.
Anyone want to ask any questions?
You
Have a microphone. You have to talk loud on it. Here we go.
What did you say the substrate
What did you say the substrate you used was?
The premix. The premix substrate I use UK hospital supply their custodian players. Fantastic stuff, right? Because I've used it with all my Isopods, actually fantastic. It also now brought out a cockroach substrate which I'm finding out and I'm liking that. So, but I won't be easy today, but here, intake binder, leaf mold, really good. I've used that a lot as well. And also Bug Reptiles, they do a beta dent. That's really good. I've used that a lot as well. So they're all really good, those ones. So you can get a good premix here. If you want to do your own mix, use things like New Horizon organic compost or black compost. Use that for well over 20 years. I've never had a problem with it. But then you want to mix in rotten leaves, some dead leaf litter, rotten wood into that. Is that really mix it in for it to be like icebergs, cockroaches, millipedes. So obviously when you do your own mix you can adjust it. And the great thing with the premix is that obviously you can mix all premixes in together to create your nice little mix as well. So let's get some experimenting so I see what works and what doesn't work. But yeah, with these sort of things, yeah, don't put pointing in.
Anybody else? Any more questions? Right, we've got a project.
What do you use the Vaseline for in the enclosure?
Purely to try and prevent escapes.
Oh right, so they literally just slip down?
Yeah, so to make it slippery, the thing with the attack animals, some of the nymphs will still fly movements. So then I've tried PTFE liquid, which a lot of the ant keepers use to prevent ants getting out. They'll still climb over that sometimes. So that's where I've got the botanic midnights of the Pseudogramus passalis. So related species, they're actually in a tarantula enclosure. They have not escaped out of that. And it's because the lid's just so tight on there with the magnets and stuff that they don't get out. So you want to just get in a place where you don't need to worry at all over that. I'm also experimenting with customer area on a nice glass one. That will be with the mountain and everything. So it's got a fine mesh on it, runs all the way around, so it's escape proof as well. And they can make some nice looking displays that they're not going to get out to us.
All right. Let's have a nice big round of applause for Phil from Shepreth Wildlife Park. Thank you so much, Phil. Always a pleasure.
My table's just over there. You can come and see me.
Phil Barber, always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. So coming up at 12:30, the lovely Marina, who's going to be doing a demonstration of bioactive enclosure setups. She's lovely, she's funny, she's bubbly. You all know her from the raffle tickets, so make sure you come and support her. This is her debut talk, her first ever talk at Invert Shows. One more round of applause for the wonderful Phil Barber.
threatening situation. And they're like, so I make a joke out of it, and I say, I can see your faces now going, oh God, our family was at a party, and they let it hold them, and they put it on their heads, they put it on their shoulder. They never told I that. And I said, if you're from Bristol, that's actually quite funny, because that's not necessarily how you express your concern. I just take the piss out of those idiots. And that's it, they're on your side, make it on your side. Yeah. I mean, we already did the. I'm just so busy anyway. I can't look after it. You shouldn't have. I live by what I say. That's it. I don't have I've got 3 bird eaters, 3 red bees, a couple of tarantulas and that's it. I don't need any more than that, so how am I going to look after them? Wild and Deadly, when's that on? That's at 1 o'clock. Only a very stupid idiot. Which means there's no music for this one, so this is going to be out of yeah, you know. My defence is I've just lived 3 weeks straight. Yeah, I'm going home, straight home, back down to Cornwall. I've got a day off tomorrow because it's his birthday. School. Holiday park, school. This thing also came out of dropping reptiles. Need any ideas or hints or anything? I looked at it and I thought, oh, stuff rights, bee rights. Yeah, you will need to see a license. You will only be able to see licenses. So, he's the guy you need to talk to on that.
We're all done with bugs for kids. Alright, cool. Also about. Where would you make us?
Random, if you want, if you can help Leighton, that'd be lovely, thank you. Brilliant.
All right, folks. Bloke with the big gob here again. So sorry. In just about 5 minutes, we have the lovely Marina. She's going to start her display. She's setting up now. Please come and support her. She has very kindly offered to come and do a talk for us on bioactive setup building. She's got some wonderful examples, and there's going to be a practical demonstration. So come and follow the sound of my voice. Come and see Marina. Come and sit yourselves down, get comfortable. Marina is going to be doing her talk. One last time. 4 minutes, and we have Marina doing her talk on bioactive setups with the practical design session. All of the bits and pieces that you need. She's the girl. Come and give her your support. All right then, my friends. Let's give a big round of applause for the lovely Marina!
Ooh, I can hear my voice very clearly. I don't know if anyone else can. Got it. Speak really loudly. Am I speaking up? I can't even talk. Got it. Got it. All good. All good. Anyway, so I'm going to be running through how I design my bioactive planted tanks. So bioactives are very trendy, but they are not really that difficult so long as you pick things that work for you. So this is one of the tanks. I have a big display enclosure wall that has 37 tanks on it. All like this, and they have been set up for over 2 years now, so these plants have been growing like that. I don't use any kind of fancy lights for them. I have little LED lights. That's the reason I can do that, because I pick plants that don't demand high light exposure. So these are some of the plants I use that are really easy. This one in particular, Paleonia repens. You can get it in quite a few places. I throw this out at this point in compost by the week because it grows so well without much light. So if you can get hold of that, it's beautiful, and as you can see, it vines around. Thing when you're picking plants is it's very good to pick plants that are easy maintenance. Vining plants are great because if they get too big, you just cut them into full tick. Obviously, until some people go for spider plants, for example, but when they get too big, can't really do very much. Another great plant is Tradescantia zebrina. You can find this anywhere. I have stopped using it in my tanks because it grows so well. I was sick of throwing it out by the week because I have so much of it, but it is a great option and it really doesn't take much light. This one I grow in the conservatory, so it has quite high light, so it grows a bit more bushy. The less light a plant gets, the scrawnier it gets, but you can figure out what works for you, and you can buy grow lights quite easily online now. You can buy strip lights, big setup for whatever works for the kind of tanks you have. Sorry, I'll stop waving around so much. Some other great plants to use are Photonia, nerve plants. Again, you can get loads of these. Come in a massive array of colours. They don't grow too fast, but they come in a beautiful array of colours. These are Syngonium, also great, and they are a vining plant as well. And they grow quite nicely when they've opened up. This one's a bit closer, but easy plant to do. And the Pothos, again, easy to get, and the Syndinapal, very close relations to Pothos, but both of these grow wonderfully. They vine really easily, and again, they are not too fussy with light, because lights are the hardest thing with tarantula enclosures, because getting grow lights for everything is a bit tricky. Ficus species are also really good, and Paleonia, Ficus, and Peperonia, all great little vining plants, and you can quite often find loads of these on eBay, Etsy, reptile stores, that type of thing. I would recommend washing your plants very thoroughly, and if you can, plant them in a separate plant pot and then wash them again for a few months before you put it in your tarantula tank, just in case it's systemic pesticide. But honestly, it depends where you get them from. If you get them from one of the suppliers who supplies reptiles and that, then easy enough. Anyway, so I will just quickly run through how I set up, because it can be really easy. Simple, barbecue rental. Soil mix, you can buy pre-made soils, bioactive soil mixes. Easy enough. I make my own mix, so I use a mixture of topsoil, a bit of Coca-Cola just to lighten it a little bit, vermiculite thrown in there, and a bit of dead leaves as well. Just gives it a bit of a nice texture, but you can make up your own mixes or buy them pre-made. It's no biggie either way. But avoid using coir alone. Coir has absolutely no nutrients in it, so your plants will not like you very much if you do that. I do fertilise my tanks occasionally. I don't do it super often. I have to say I should do it more regularly. I use an organic seaweed fertiliser. Easy enough. It doesn't have any nasty stuff in it, but that means I don't have to worry about anything. I just throw that in maybe every few months in the summer and spring. And then after that, it's just designing. Easy enough. So if you think about what way the plants grow, that I'm hoping will grow up that way. The pop off the things and Syngoniums, they can get quite big and viney, so I tend to put them in the back so they're a bit out of the way. If you can, cut a plant and root it in water. It will take a little bit quicker, but most of these don't have roots and they should take fine. You can always go a bit ham at the front when you've got loads of plants, put too many in, and then you can always take them out later once you've seen how they work, how they settle, what's growing well, what's not. You can change it up. That's also why it's really good to set things up a few months in advance of putting your tarantula in. I know that's hard to do. But that way you can see how it works and you have time to fiddle around, do a bit of trimming and figure out what the maintenance schedule is like. It's really not too difficult. I maybe water my tanks about once a month. I try to mist them a bit more often if I can, so I use a rainwater sprayer, give everything a spray down, and then do a proper watering maybe once a month. And I go through about 40 litres of water every time I do that, which is why I don't do it. But get your plants in, see how they go. If you can, give them time to set up before you put a tarantula in. If not, see how it goes. Get hold of a big long pair of scissors, because that's really handy for trimming things. And it is really as simple as that. It's just making sure you have a bit of light for what you pick. If you do have more high light requirement plants, you will need a better grow light. You can find those easily online. I prefer the ones that are all spectrum and are actually white light. There's a lot of gimmicky ones online that are red and blue. Not convinced by those, I have to say, and they are very beautiful. But if they work, they work. Use what you have. See what works. You don't have to get it right first time. It's all an experiment. Or seeing how it works. But yeah. Plants in. Doesn't look amazing now, but in a month's time, those will start rooting properly. They will start growing. The soil has enough nutrients in for now, so I won't be fertilizing this for a few months at least. Fill it up a bit with soil. If I've got a terrestrial in, I'll start a burrow, get everything like ready and set up so that it can just start filling out, start growing into itself. Another key to a bioactive is cleanup crew. Not the most super important thing I have to say for tarantulas, but I just use springtails, good old regular springtails. Got a bunch in here, throw some in. If you don't have any and you have a nice moist enclosure, they're probably going to turn up anyway, so you may just end up with some, but they are good fun. Bit of dead leaves, everyone likes some dead leaves, give a bit of texture. Are there springtails in it? Yes, there are. Anyway, onto the mosses. I love moss. So I have started growing moss in the last three or so years. So these are all from my personal tanks that I grow outside. So if you see those massive under the bed storage containers, this big, that's what I grow them in. So I take those big tubs, I put my moss in, let it rain on them for a few days so they fill up a little bit, and then I close the lid and put them in a slightly shady spot. You don't want them out in bright sunlight because while moss loves sunlight, you will scorch it and sunburn it, and then you will be very upset that you have lost your massive storage tub and you now just have a load of ugly moss. Haven't done that, I swear. But if you do go about growing in your own moss, it is really easy. As you can see, these I have just left in my massive tubs, rainwater in them, slightly shady spot, and this has been growing for 3 years now, sphagnum moss. I collected it in nice clean woodland. You don't need to like pull massive clumps out, it's not good for the environment, but with sphagnum especially, you can just trim a little bit off the top. It will grow, it will drop its spores and keep growing, and it's really quite easy. You can grow it indoors as well. It doesn't mind the warmth, but as you can see, if you have some sunlight on it, there are some beautiful red varieties that can keep their colour. And same for this kind of moss. Moss is hard to keep alive in an enclosure. As you can see, that has been in there for 3 years, and I haven't kept on top of watering it, so that moss does not stay very live. It still provides that texture, but if you want to keep it green like this, you will need to be on top of spraying it down with ideally rainwater or distilled water, probably every few days. Realistically, moss is very, very, very thirsty. But there are some mosses that do better than others. That stuff quite difficult, the feather moss. This stuff, can't remember what it's called, also a bit tricky. This, can't remember the name off the top of my head. It's quite spindly, but this stuff grows actually reasonably well in an enclosure without too much hassle, too much watering, or too much light. But again, experiment with mosses, see what works in your setup, see what works with how much light, sunlight, whatever you have. They're good feature points, and if you can get it growing for yourself, then even easier, because then you don't have to keep going outside for it. But those are quite easy again. Use them as little accent points. And ideally, place them in a place where you can mist them. So if you have tarantulas that you put through dry seasons, for example, put it in a spot where it won't be in the way, or just don't use it. Either way. But essentially, it's all about just picking things that work for you in your setup. So it will completely depend on what you do. I like to place moss, for example, around the plants, because I'm going to be watering those plants a lot. These plants are very happy whether they are very saturated or they are very dry. That's why I use them now, because they put up with my nonsense, essentially. There are loads of plants out there, and if you are on top of caring for them, you can go for much more difficult ones. Arid tanks, for example, they are a lot harder to work with. So a Palma species, Brachypelma, they're a bit more difficult, but that's because a lot of arid plants, succulents, for example, they are beautiful, but they have very, very high light requirements. If you ever kept them at home, they really like being kept on, say, a windowsill in direct sunlight. Hard to do with a tarantula tank without your tarantula being quite annoyed at you. You can get grow lights, really hard to find grow lights that are suitable for succulents. But if you look for one, you can find them, you can make it work, and a lot easier to set up, to be honest. Yeah. Another plant that I wanted to mention, this is a microfern. It's called Atrophium, most likely Plantageneum. It is quite hard to get hold of, but if you can get hold of it, it is beautiful. I have a big Theraphosids sturmy tank, this big. Instead of moss, I use this. It's ground cover. I put in about this much, spread it out, dotted it all over, and within 6 months, with a very good grow light and a lot of regular spraying, I now have a beautiful ground cover that looks like grassy hills. It's a micro fern, so it's like a tiny, tiny little fern that looks a bit like moss. But if you can get hold of some of that, that's really beautiful. I'm trying to start growing that out more, but it does take a lot of light to grow quickly. But that's another really great option if you don't want to use moss, don't want to keep that alive, because once this is established, that is a beautiful one to create some really, really cool setups. Sadly, I couldn't bring that tank because I can't actually lift it anymore. But yes. Does anyone have any questions? So I can stop talking quite so much.
All right then. Do we have any questions from the floor? What's your question? We have a question. So you've created a bioactive enclosure without isopods. Why would you not put isopods in with the tarantula? Correct? Yeah.
So isopods are a thing we shy away from a little. I have heard some anecdotal evidence that some species of isopods can be a little bit iffy. It is all anecdotal. I haven't seen much concrete evidence, but that is the reason I shy away from them. I have seen a lot of people have good success with the less protein-hungry species, the protein-hungry ones being Portellio. But the less demanding ones, Armadillium, the dwarf whites, that type of thing, they're probably a little bit easier. And you can supplement with the isopods. I do have a couple of tanks that have native isopods that are snuck in, and I can't be bothered to get them out. They can keep themselves populating and texture, that's alright. And my big Omathinus violaceops in her big setup, I have some Portellio, so the protein-hungry species. And there's quite a number of them in there. They're kept quite happy eating the mushrooms that grow, and occasionally I throw in some fish food for them. So it can be done, and I haven't had any problems with her, and the ones that do have isopods, I just tend to err against recommending them on the off chance that they do go for a spider while they're molting. I haven't found any concrete evidence of it happening, but in principle, tarantulas don't make a lot of mess, so I don't think it's completely necessary, but if you do your research, decide it's you, pick some protein hungry species, then crack on. I'm sure it will probably be fine, to be honest, but it's a little bit cautious sometimes.
I would echo that myself. Isopods don't do well in the arid scrubland habitat because they require high humidity, and if you keep isopods in a red meat enclosure, they're not going to last long. And I do support what you said about the whole molting. If your isopods are too big and your spider molts, there is a high likelihood they're going to nibble that soft exoskeleton, and you'll have a very dead, expensive tarantula and very cheap, fat, hungry, satiated isopods. So I would recommend against big isopods. Use the small tropical white isopods, the miniature ones, because they're not likely to be interested in your tarantula. They're more interested in the fungus, the detritus, than anything else. That's what they're there for, isn't it? They're the cleaner up.
Yeah. And tarantulas don't produce that whole amount of mess, but they are good at cleaning up, and they do take care of any mushrooms they do have. Mushrooms are not a problem, for the record. My other specialty is mushrooms. Eocotoxinus, they often pop up in tanks, bright yellow, often or purple. Totally safe, but if they become unsightly, then springtails and isopods can help keep that insect control and keep them popping like yourself. Or just leave them. I leave them, and I have a lot of mushrooms to grow.
Anybody else? Yes.
Mushrooms in tanks for a crop of isopods. How much for a is that? Okay. Mushrooms in tanks, especially in tank with frog and isopods in it. How much of a problem are those mushrooms?
No problem at all. I'm not aware of mushrooms being a problem for any of the tank species. Yeah, there are a few common species of mushrooms that can get around the problem. The Eocotoxinus is one I mentioned because it often people mistake it for mold. In its sclerotia, aka mycelium growing stage, it forms of little fluffy looking dots. You'll often quite see it at the bottom of the tank, and that's when people worry because it looks like big waves of mold. It's not mold, it's mycelium, and if there's enough humidity constantly, the mushrooms will pop up. If there's not, they'll look a bit ugly for a while. But yeah, mushrooms in general are not a problem. They are good for.
So you can just leave it as it is?
Yeah, you totally can leave them. If you don't like the look of them, pluck them out, let it dry out in that area. But they're not a problem.
Anybody else? No? Raffle tickets. Say any questions? I love you. Raffle tickets are over there. Marina will be back on the raffle table. Mums, dads, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can we give a really, really big round of applause for the lovely Marina? Thank you very much, Marina. Hopefully you will deign to deliver another talk for us at some point in time. All right, coming up in 15 minutes, the one for the kids, Wild and Deadly Show. Don't go far.
Brilliant.
Let's go and grab your sticker. Cheers, bro.
How many? 52. How do you look after them and go to school at the same time? Fair enough.
Hi there, is there a Julie Davis around? We have some people who have lost you. They are waiting for you by Mantis Den. Julie Davis. Please make your way to Mantis Den. The friends and family are looking for you. Thank you.
What's happening next Saturday? Saturday? Oh yeah, Victorian Day. Let me, Gregory will come again. Leighton's got it's like a yeah.
it's just first time we buy it. And
The last thing I remember is when I was still Alright, that's fine, man.
yeah, so he's been having some investigations done. 30 years ago,
Yeah, I mean, yes, you need to have the camera. You can get them at 745.
yeah, they told me to get that.
So, yeah, it seems to be pretty, I mean, maybe people back there, you're not there, you're not coming in.
Yeah, everyone's got this thing. So,
That's what I saw, yeah, I know. Yeah,
because I've got
that's it. But look at me here. With
I don't know. Well, not at 3 in the morning. Yeah, you will not be like,
but I mean, I'll
cheers, I really needed to know that.
I'll be there at, you know, you got everything you need.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice one. Cool.
Hopefully, try and get used to it.
Yeah, well, no worries. Well, that day, tomorrow, then all right, cool. No worries.
Coolio.
I'll be back in a minute. And dump some of this stuff in the car.
not showing anything. Do not touch it. Do not touch the plant.
They don't want too much. Yeah.
Nice and salty, man, anyway.
As soon as it came out, I was like, oh, what's going wrong?
Well, I watched Bill Gates do a seminar on depopulating plants and vaccines. I literally watched his seminar on it, and then he's in charge of it all. It's insane.
Alrighty then. For those of you that got some kids who fancy a bit of stupid inane dad jokes around natural history, Wild and Deadly show is about to start. I do have a confession. I forgot to bring my mixer, so I'm afraid this one is going to be a cappella without the music. But I think you'll still enjoy it. Right, are you ready, boys and girls? Got your big boots? Good. Our story starts hundreds of millions of years ago, before planet Earth had animals. Planet Earth was ruled by plants, by mini beasts and head teachers. Very scary place indeed. We had creatures like this. This is Big Bertha, I'm just going to bring out one of my giant millipedes. Would anyone like to have a hold of a millipede by any chance?
Silly question on there. Let's put this around here, turn that around there so everyone can see online. There we are. Wild and Deadly Show.
Good. But yeah. Who wants to have a go? All right. Quite a few of you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even big kid. Big kid. Yeah, we'll have a big kid. Coming up here. I want you to stand in a nice straight line, facing this way. Okay. Shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder like that. Back, 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 back. So here we go. Stand there. You stand there, Holly. Lovely, jubbly. Hello, little man. You stand there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You gonna stand? All right. You can stand there on the end then. All right. Perfect. So, and one there. Fill that gap there. Can we stand? No, I don't want to be in front of people performing. I don't blame you, darling. Neither do I. But hey ho, pays the bills. Bunch up nice and tight. There's a bit of a gap there. I need this line a bit closer together. Perfect. The reason I've arranged you thus is because once upon a time, millipedes like this actually measured up to 7 to 8 foot in length. So, Holly, you're one end. So you, darling, you're the scary old head end. Absolutely. Stick your hands out there like that. Wonderful. Perfect. And all these guys along here are the body parts. You're going to have a go? Hands nice and flat. Don't squeeze it. It will poo all over you. There we are. Wonderful. You know, these have been around so long that there's even paintings in caves, in the Stone Age caves. There's teenage Stone Age cave girls using them as hairbands, you see, because those legs are so grippy. If you've got a flyaway fringe, you get the bristly legs and go, whoop. See, look at that. I have perfect straight back. Wonderful. There we go. Wow. Super brave. And of course, down this end here, we have Holly, who is the poopy bum end at the other end of the millipede. You gonna have a go? All right, well done. There we are. Give them a little round of applause. Well done, guys. Sit yourselves down. Perfect. So what did these things look like? Well, they were very different to what we have today, that's for sure. They didn't even look like millipedes, so I'm just going to turn this around. Get to this PowerPoint. I forgot to get this set up. I do apologise. Everything's just been such a kerfuffle today. What's going on? It's not working. There we are. That's what we want. Yeah, millipedes have been around a long time. I said they're about 7 foot. Now they have lots of legs, and once upon a time we used to say millipedes don't have 1,000 legs. I mean, let's have a look at these legs here. You know, there's a few other legs. Let's get that up on the camera for you. As you can see, lots and lots of legs. Anybody fancy a guess how many legs there are on this millipede? Go on. How about you? 120, 720, 600, 1,000, about 300 to 500. You're the closest. The way you work it out is you count the rings and times it by 4. Each ring has got 4 legs. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get in board. 64. 64 times 4 is 256. We got that. Give this genius boy a big round of applause. Well done, mate. Actually, 256. We used to say they don't, like I said, have 1,000 legs. The most we used to have was 750. That was a species called the Lactine plenipes, which used to live in California. But we discovered a brand new one 4 years ago during the lockdown. A new species of millipede was discovered in Australia when they were digging for gold. Because obviously that's safe, isn't it? But have a picnic? No. Unless you're an MP, that's fine. But yeah, they were quite safe and sensible. They did have tables down there, 6 miners to a table. They didn't take any unnecessary risks. And while they were down there digging for gold, they found this brand new species called Eumillipes Persephone. They named it after the wife of Hades, the god of the underworld, because you have deep underground. brand new, unique to science. Boys, bang on, 1,000 legs. And the girls, 1,300. More shoes. I swear my wife's pot millipede. Most people have a wardrobe, yeah? No, not my wife. She has a shoe drove as well. How many shoes, babe? Not enough. Okay, happy wife, happy life. Yes, millipedes are cool. They make great pets, as you know, mostly. And any of you guys bought yourselves a millipede? Yeah? Yeah? They're brilliant. They're great pets for kids. They're totally harmless. Ain't got none, have they? Get it? Just legs? Oh, never mind. That's the way I tell them. Thanks for laughing, Holly. You made me feel nice there. But they can protect themselves. Millipedes do have chemical defenses, as we all know. Some are very dangerous. My friend Tony, who does, dude, don't go there. There's really dangerous stuff that might put you in hospital. My friend Tony, you know, over in Venomous Visions, I don't think he's here today. Haven't seen him. Yeah, he had some millipedes come in, and they're so potent, they burn through rubber gloves, and they're so caustic they will blister and scar you. So millipedes can be dangerous. Most of them, like this one, produce formaldehyde, hydrogen cyanide, various phenol ketone-based organic compounds. But don't worry, not dangerous amounts. It is quite safe to handle. But that means it's okay. So don't put them in your mouth because you're not a lemur. Okay, because in Madagascar, lemurs have discovered an interesting use for millipedes. You may already know this, some of you don't. These lemurs are on the lookout for bright red millipedes like that. That's the Madagascar fire millipede. I pinched this off of BBC. It's not authorised and it's not my work, so just put that out there. And as soon as they pick them up, they chew them, and the millipede releases its defensive chemicals, which instigates a salivation response in the lemurs. It makes them dribble like mad. I mean, the slobber goes flying, and after a bit of millipede chomping and chewing, they start rubbing this stuff into their fur. Everywhere. The armpits, the head, the backs, the bum, all part of them, they rub this millipede juice in, because what they've discovered is millipede juice is an insect repellent. It drives away fleas, ticks, mice, lice, mosquitoes. It might even work on head lice. Anyone want to try? He said, yeah. All right, open wide, stick it in your mouth, give it a lick. I was only joking. But yeah, if you look up on YouTube, you'll find the original version. It's wonderfully narrated by David Tennant. It's hilarious. After a bit of millipede chewing and slobbering, the lemurs start to get a little bit high because the compounds are somewhat relaxing, should we say. What did they look like? That was the ancient ancestor, Arthroplura, massive, gigantic millipede, and let me show you what it looks like next to your average adult. So there you get an idea of the scale of how big these things could reach. The reason they got so big is because the atmosphere was hyperoxic, lots of oxygen in the air. Now that's not all we had. Once upon a time, we also had dragonflies 2 foot across. Check that out. Meganura, that's called. And we also have the ancient ancestors of today's spiders and scorpions. Pinchy McPinchface here is an Asian forest scorpion, Heterometra spinifer. It's not the biggest of the scorpions, but it's pretty large. Let's get that up there for you. Pinchy is an adult female. She is quite plump, so she may well be gravid. These can reach massive lengths of about 7 inches. Nothing compared to Gigantometra slamodami, which is famed for reaching 9.5 to 10 inches. That species from the Western Ghats of India is the largest, heaviest known scorpion species on the planet. It exceeds even the emperor scorpion, which was once heralded as the biggest scorpion. Not anymore. Now this is nothing, because some of them were about 2 foot long, the small ones. Some of them were 3 foot long. Some of them 5, 6 foot long on average. Some of them could reach as much That's 10 foot long. Can you imagine one of these 10 foot long sat in front of you? Waving its claws. Pop your head's like a grape, wouldn't it? Boom. Did I just make you poo your pants? You'd be quite safe up here because they didn't live on the land. They lived in the sea, you see. They were called sea scorpions. And if you want to see a sea scorpion, no. If you want to see a sea scorpion, you've got to go to the seas. You know, like on a hot sunny day when it's like 30 degrees, maybe at some point this year for half an hour, and you just got to get in that water. You know, let the water's up there. That's where the scorpions are. I do like going around. That's good work. Yeah, it might not be seaweed tickling your toes. How do we know this? We have fossils. That is Eurypterus. You can't argue with that. That's a sea scorpion of about 4 foot long. So I'll put a picture of me there. 10 years ago, okay. In my mind's eye. So you have Eurypterus, went extinct, mega-arachnid, terrestrialized and became today's arachnids and spiders, Megaloraptors, Pterocotus, and Jacalopterus there, 10 foot long. Terrifying things. I'd like to say they're all extinct, but I don't know if that's technically true, because you all know about the giant horseshoe crabs? You've seen them on TV? There's a school of thought that goes, no, it's not a crab, mate, that's an arachnid. So they could still be out there. Anyway, sweet dreams. Let's introduce you to something very friendly. There's not many of these around here today. This is Frank and Bessie, my giant African land snail. Just have a boy or a girl. Hands up if you want to have a go. I'll choose you. Come on in. And let's choose yeah, I'll tell you what, I can't. Come on, that you come. Right, everyone else can move back, move back, move back. Don't worry if you don't get to have a go and show. There's plenty of time all day for you to hold things in over there. So, hi, what's your name? Cornell. Cornell, say hello to Frank and Betty. Frank and Betty, say hello to Cornell. And you are? Isla, say hello to Frank and Betty. Frank and Betty, say hello to Isla. And Cornell, say hello to Isla. Isla, say hello to Cornell. Okay, so go. Right, you know each other? Probably not, no. Right, so now we're all mates. Now, the reason I've got a boy and a girl up is because everyone who is not in the know asked me, how do you tell the difference between boy snails and girl snails? How do you tell? You don't, do you? Because snails are both boy and girl in the same body at the same time. So Cornell, Isla, stand right next to each other, shoulder to shoulder. Brilliant, don't worry, you won't catch nothing, mate. Just stand next to the girl. Well, you might if you're lucky, it's called emotional intelligence, but apparently it's not very contagious. So, you're no longer Cornell, you're no longer Isla, you are now a giant snail called Inel. Oh, that's a gift from the gods, isn't it? Inel, on this side, you have lovely long blonde hair, sparkly pink nail varnish, and on this side, Inel, you pick your nose and eat it and fart a lot. You're not denying it, are you? So, fair lady, got you, bang. Right, yeah, so, boy, girl, mum, dad, same body, same time, same place. So snails have both boy bits and girl bits at once, apart from one or two. No, they got a Wilbur for doo-doo. Yeah, it's true. Some snails are male only and female only, but only a few species, not very many, okay? But yeah, when it comes to reproducing, contrary to popular belief, if you're a snail, you can't actually reproduce on your own. You need to find another snail in order to do so. Snails reproduce by a process called snail snogging, which Isla and Cornell are going to demonstrate for you. Yay. Oh, well done, you guys. Where's my hand sanitizer? Don't go yet. Let's just put some stuff on your hands. Snails crawl around on their own poo and wee. I forgot to mention that. I feel like my sister on a Friday night. Actually. Right. Give Isla and Cornell a big round of applause. Well done, guys. Superstars. Right. Snails are cool, aren't they? They're in the family Gastropod. Can you say Gastropod? Oh, what was that? You rubbish! Come on, dig deep! Gastropod! Wonderful. That's a science word, so we're teaching you a bit of science here. In science, we use two languages, and as well as our own. We use Latin, which is what Romans speak, Lingua Romani. Oh, yeah. Flex a bit of Latin there. Cool. And obviously Greek, because that's part of the binomial system. And we've used two Greek words here. Gasteros, your turn. Polva. See, in Greek, you just said digesting foot. Because when they come out, they look like a foot that eats everything. One more time. Gasteros. Polva. Bravo, vediamo il nostro polito là. Don't worry, if you speak Greek, that's quite funny. I just said, well done, my children, you're all Greek now. Because he's speaking Greek. There, cool. Speak is past tense of spoke, by the way. Snails are detritivores. Millipedes are detritivores, but they also eat plants, and they clean up nature's waste and leftovers. But they are also in the beauty and they're in the beauty and cosmetic industry as well. Snail slime, that's where it's at. £100 an hour, you can have a snail facial. If you've got the smarts, you buy one of these for 30 quid. They live for 10 years. You can get it down to £3 a year yourself. Wax on, wax off. 75, check it out, it's not bad. Anyone want a free sample? I wouldn't agree with it. She's my best mate, that one. So yeah, snails are called gastropods, and that shell is not an exoskeleton, it is fixed to it, okay? They grow the shell as they grow. And slugs are snails. Not snails that are without shells, because most slugs actually have a bit of shell inside their body. They are snails that are currently de-evolving their shells. Well, have a look at it. Don't poke the eyeballs, you see, and I don't like it. Hypno snail, oh, he's just like the trance now. Yeah, feeling very sleepy. Alright, I did that quite good actually, didn't I? Can see my lips move. Maybe I should just smell ventriloquism. What do you think? Yeah, maybe. Hello, what's your name then? Hello, your sister. Does she smell? Anyway, I digress. Sorry. Yeah, by the way, I didn't get any attention when I was a kid. And I've got a mental age of 5, but I think you worked that out already. So yeah, snails are called gastropods. Another important creature, which is a very, very popular pet amongst children, is this little fella here. This is Marmite. This is my little cockroach called Marmite. Let's just pop him on the camera for you here. Actually. I got like 200 or 300 cockroaches. They're all called Marmite. So there we are. They're wonderful pets. They're ever so easy to keep. I'll get it in focus for you. Cockroaches have a family of about 4,500 different species. You find them everywhere, on every continent apart from one. Anyone fancy guess? Which continent do you think you won't find them on? Go on. Antarctica. Boom. You think you're going to say that? Asia. This girl here is on Antarctica. Why do you think not in Antarctica? It's so cold, isn't it? There is an insect that lives there, by the way. It's a tiny little ice cave living midge called an Antarctica midge, a mosquito that lives there. You've got 2 cockroaches there. Oh, hang on, we're just having a little band. What do you call them? You just got them. Oh, brilliant. Did you give them names already? Jessie and Jim. Love it. Who wants to have a go with this cockroach? You've got a room full of them, you munchkin. Come on then. Cockroaches are cool. Like I said, 4,500 different species of cockroach on planet Earth. Everywhere apart from Antarctica. Who's going to have a go? Come on, guys. So, cockroaches are very varied. Some cockroaches don't even look like cockroaches. If any of you got to see my friend Phil's talk at the beginning of the show, he was going through emerald cockroach husbandry. If you've never seen an emerald cockroach before, imagine a cockroach, not much smaller than this, metallic green. They are insane. Some cockroaches don't even look like cockroaches. Anyone have a go? Come on then. You can have a go. Don't worry if it goes up your arm, they just like to lick earwax. Oh, you had a go. There we go. Earwax or was it bones? One or the other. Might even be armpit juice. They're not fussy. Now, some cockroaches, like I said, don't even look like cockroaches. Every single one of these is a cockroach on that screen. I stole all those off the internet. I don't know who they belong to. If it's your, hello, this is all live. This is your copyright, sorry. I'm not making anything out of it. So yeah, every single one of them is a cockroach, including that ladybird, which is not a ladybird. It's a cockroach pretending. It's called mimicking, okay? Have you ever picked up a ladybird? If you're really rough with them, they squeeze that yellow goo out of their needles, don't they? It goes on your fingers. Have you ever sniffed it? Yes, you have. Everyone sniffs the ladybird goo. It's like, ugh. It smells really pungent. Have you ever tasted it? Okay. It tastes revolting, okay? It's foul, it's bitter, it's not very nice. Which is why they're brightly coloured, so animals are like, tell you that, it's disgusting. But what about that blue one? That's quite cute. Can you see the blue one on the screen down there? Look at that one. See that? That's sweet, isn't it? It's not venomous, but if you wouldn't eat the bright red one, would you eat the blue one? Hands up for yes. You would eat the blue one. Oh, you would just be cantankerous. Hands up for no. And well, you shouldn't, because although the cockroach itself is safe, it's copying something you should never ever touch in the rainforest. Before we reveal who is copying, anyone fancy a guess? Look at those cryptic colours. Who is he or she trying to pass itself off as? I'll give you a clue, it's an amphibian. It's about that big. What kind? What kind of frog? A poison dart frog. Good man. Yeah, check it out. Here we go. Blue dart frog. Nobody messes with dart frogs. That's why they're brightly coloured. You see, they'd be like, yes, licking them down. And getting with it. So don't play around with dart frogs. Some of them are so toxic they can kill you by you just touching them. They really are powerful creatures. Alrighty, moving on. Talking about deadly stuff. Frogs aren't the only deadly things out there in the world. There's some really nasty insects out there too. Check this out. That is a saddle moth caterpillar. Some of you may have seen them. They're known as slug moths. They don't have legs. They actually slither around on a layer of slime. Those spines there are loaded with venom. They stab you with them, and it really does hurt. But it's not anything much to write home about. It does throb a little, but these are the ones you really don't want to mess around with. In America, you've got the puss moths, the fluffy white things. They're so cute because they look like little putty taps. Inside that dense coat of fur are some very sharp spines loaded with very potent, pain-inducing venom. One stab from one of those spines will make your finger or your hand feel like every bone is being crushed in it. People report dropping to their knees and vomiting from the pain. They pack a punch, and they come in all sorts of different colours as well. So they're not all white. Some of them are orange, some of them are red, known as flannel moths as well. There's even one called a trumpapilla. It's true, which is quite topical at the moment. If you don't believe me, here it is. That is his actual colour. Yeah! On that side, you have a caterpillar in a dense coat of fur with viciously sharp venomous spines. Under that dense coat of fur, anyway, moving on. So there are caterpillars that will also kill you. This is Lanomia obliqua. It's a silk moth from South America. Okay, 1 picoliter of the chemical compounds and venoms contained inside those little spines. That's thousands and thousands of those milliliters. Okay? It's a minute amount. It's enough to kill you in about 10 to 15 days. You won't even know you've been stung by it. It'll be like a stinging rash. And then the next thing you know, in about a week, you're starting to turn blotchy and you start bleeding internally and leaking blood from every single orifice. It injects a potent, concentrated prothrombin release inhibitor. It stops your blood clotting. Nasty stuff. But most people don't brush against one caterpillar. Most envenomations occur because these caterpillars are what we call gregarious. They hand out They hang out in big numbers, so you'll brush against a whole pile of them, feel like you've been stung, and in a couple of days you're dead. See, massive internal bleeding. How cool is that? We've got some for sale. Yes. Where are these found? Sort of Wigan area. Wensleydale, Scarborough. No, they're from South America, Madonna. A friend of mine, George McGavin, Dr. George McGavin, was called out to South America. Like, people are dying from blood clots, and he was like, I think I know what this is. And then he found these and said, yeah, that's the problem. And yeah, that was the issue. We've got dangerous caterpillars in this country as well. We've got the oak procession moths come over. They are very, very nasty. They can cause us some spiritual complications. The brown-tail moths, fascinating. That can kill your dog. Don't let your dog sniff brown-tails. All right, then. Let's move on to the big spots. What is in there? I hear you ask. What do you think is in there? You don't want to know? Oh, that won't show you then. This is the box of stick insects. Yeah, stick insects, right on the nail. Now, stick insects are really cool. They're some of my favourite insects. And where's sticky then? Well, I'll have Sticella first. Here's Sticella. The problem is, trying to find stick insects sometimes are really hard to find. Imagine being a boy. Have you ever thought, what's it like to be a boy stick insect? You're like, yeah, I'll find me a girlfriend. Climbing around in the trees, and you're like, aha! Hey, babe. You like football? Oh, stick. Got to be hard life being a male, isn't it? So yeah, who wants to hold Sticella? I thought you would. Stand up, hands out, right, come on, guys. There we go, my loves. Stick insects are obviously insects that look like sticks. There's lots of them to sell here, and there's lots of awesome starter species for you to take home with your kids. Have you wondered, are stick insects expensive to keep? No, they're not. See that box there? This is 25 quid from B&Q. Do you need to spend £100 on a big Exoterra? No, you don't. You don't. Stick insects don't care if it looks ugly or not. It's long as you can create a nice atmosphere. This is Femipherus cayensis, the bug-winged stick insect. There are only females in this species. They reproduce by parthenogenesis, a special kind of mitosis, that fractional mitosis. It's kind of like cloning, but it's not really cloning, but it is, but it isn't. That kind of helps explain it. Yeah, unless you want to go through a degree level lecture right now, but I don't need it. Right, okay. So stick insects are cool. Do you want to hold on to that? Not all stick insects look like sticks. This one is Stabby McStabface, and the keen-eyed amongst you will recognise this fella instantly as Uricantha horrida. And Uricantha horrida is famous for having weapons of epic mass destruction. Where is it? There we go. I'll show you that. There. You see that great big spur, that femoral spur there? These guys use these in an active defense. They lash out at predators and they will stab at them, often driving these spines deep into the flesh. And you can see how thick and powerful the back legs are on this one. This one's quite a large male. Anyone want to have a go at poking the spine? Don't poke too hard, because it is very sharp. There. That's like a little needle, isn't it? These have been in culture for about 3 years now, and I have waited all my life for these. Just that bit there, that's the foot there. Oh, it's sharp. Don't poke too hard. Sharp. And I've been talking to my friend Ed, who's down there towards the end, and he's desperately looking for Calcarata. Now these have come in. No one's keeping Calcarata. Oh, it's boring. And they're going for this instead. So the Calcaratas are now out of favour, and they're sort of getting really hard to find. Now Calcarata's spines are a little bit more curved, and they will do more damage than this one. This one looks phenomenal, but if Calcaratas are where it's at, they will gouge you with their spines. Awesome, isn't it? Some stick insects look even less like sticks. For instance, we have Spiky McSpike's face. The jungle nymph, here we go. This is Heteropteryx dilatata. Everyone loves these. Ooh, getting a little bit of pink there. Could be getting a mature female soon. There we go. So this is a sub-adult female. They're lovely, aren't they? Look at all those prickles. Again, they defend themselves with their spines on the back legs. When they feel threatened, they will raise their abdomen up in the manner of a scorpion. Body is covered in sharp prickles. Wonderful creatures, aren't they? You guys want to have a little look? Yeah, check her out. You want to have a go? She may scratch you. Just be careful. There we are. There's about 3,000 different species of stick insect that we know of. There we are, Holly. Here we are. There we go, guys. You look at the honey wing buds there, they're starting to change their colour from green. So these guys go for the last two skin sheds as green, so right up until they're about that big, they're brown. Wonderful. So that's a few stick insects. Some stick insects are so well camouflaged, they can be right in front of your very eyes and you won't see it. They can be almost half a metre long, and unless you know what you're looking at, you're going to miss it. This next one is called Sticky McStickface. It's so original, isn't it? How else do you think all those long winter evenings get past? I sit there next to the fire going, stabby McStab face. Pinchy McPinch face. Yes. Here we go. This is Sticky McStickface. Pyracoidea jankengelensis. These guys literally look like dead pieces of stick. To the extent that they actually camouflage themselves with multiple colours. Not this one, she's very delicate. No. Just look. The colours on that abdomen will make her blend in to the twigs and trees in the rainforest where there's lots of moss and lichen growing on the trees anyway. There she is. Check out those colours. This is not the longest insect in the world. The longest insect, the record holder, is Phryganistria chinensis. No prizes for guessing where Phryganistria chinensis comes from. Yes, of course, Asker. Hey? China. It reaches 64 centimeters long. China has the longest insect in the world. Isn't that amazing? Some stick insects can be quite harmful. You've got Anisomorpha buprestoides, which can give you a nasty squirt of chemical defense. Here's another little creature. I've seen a few of these for sale. This is Leafy McLeafface. The giant hooded katydid. Check him out. Look at that. You love the names, Leafy McLeaf. Told you. It just gets worse. Sorry, guys. It gets worse. It's all downhill from here. But yeah, look at the camouflage. Isn't that amazing? They literally make themselves look like leaves. They're wonderful. And you will miss it. Look at that. It looks just like veins. Even that damage is part of its camouflage and makeup. Who wants to have a go? Remember, this is in the cricket family and it can jump. So please don't be startled if it lands on your face. It does happen. Yeah. This one's a male. Can we just take that away for you? It does look just like a real leaf. There you go, yeah. So, yeah. Look at that, isn't it amazing? Katydids are awesome. Do you know what Katy did next? Yeah. Anyone? Yeah, you know the best. If you know, you know. Right, let's pop this one on you. Katydids come in all sorts of shapes and sizes as well. Some are small, some are big. These are the largest of them that we know of at the moment. The females are even. Oh, you're welcome. Good boy. You just said thank you. Love a bit of manners. Yeah. And your turn. I think Mama wants to get a nice photo of you. There we go. Oh, she's not there. She's the other side, darling. Put that way. There we go. So Katydids are Great find. Some of them are carnivorous, and there's one katydid called the lichen mimicking katydid. It looks like a piece of lichen. You think, where's the body? It's in there, but they're incredibly well camouflaged. Aren't we lucky to have so many amazing creatures here today? I'm pretty sure most of you have read the notice when you came in. The doors are actually locked now. No one's allowed home until they bought everything from the traders. I'm only joking. Maybe. There. One last go. Pop that in there. Oops. Yeah. Don't hold it, it'll fall over you. Well done. There we go. Right. So that's those done. Biggest family of insects on planet Earth. Who reckons? Who's up for a... What's the biggest family of insects on this planet? Okay, there's about 490,000 different species of them. They make up almost half of the 1 million identified species of insects we have already. Ants. What do you got? Bees, they're in the same family as ants. So you've got Hymenoptera, which are bees, wasps, ants, sawflies, velvet ants, solitary bees, solitary wasps. Beetles, sir, we got ants, beetles. Somebody is right. This young man, spiders are not insects, they're arachnids. Nice try there. Beetles are the biggest family of millipedes on the planet. These are really cool. These are the blue death feigning beetles. They're beetles that are blue, and when you pick them up, give them a bit of a shock, and they pretend to be dead. And they can stay like that for half an hour. It's mad. These beetles have got superpowers as well. Superpowers. They're packed full of them. Superpower number one, they can live for 8 years. In the whole 8 years, they can go without drinking 1 single drop of water. There you go, working up. Because they extract the moisture from their food they eat. They live in Arizona, these guys. They are also known as ironclad beetles, because you can't squish them. Anyone fancy having a go? I bet 50 quid you can't squish it between your thumb and your forefinger. Alright? 50 quid. Yeah? That's the deal. Fun 50 quid. Alright. Thumb and forefinger. Yeah, you have to give me 20 quid because that's what they cost now. If you can't squish it, you've got to give me 50 quid. If you can squish it, I've got to give you 50 quid. Oh, it's a loaded dice. All right, who wants to have a hold? Hands up. These creatures' exoskeleton is thick, and it's also reinforced. It's crisscross, multi-laminated in layers, which give it an insane amount of strength. Its other superpower is that blue colour. That's the sunscreen. It helps reflect sunlight. It also helps prevent evaporation of water from its body. It literally seals itself in like a hermetically sealed flask. Cool, isn't it? So we've got 1 million described species of insects. How many individual millipedes do you think there are on planet Earth? Who fancies a guess? How many? 100,000? No, we've got 1 million described species. You're not allowed to say Googleplex, infinity, more than one, too many, enough. Right, how many? Billion. All right, we've got 1 billion. 10 trillion. 10,000. 10,000 million. 10,000 billion, okay. 25,000 million trillion. All right. I wouldn't even know how to write that one. That's a smart cookie. All right. So when you look out at the nighttime sky, you see all the stars. That's a tiny section of the Milky Way. When you look at the whole of the Milky Way and you count all the stars, you will come up with 200 billion stars. There are more insects individually on planet Earth than there are stars in the galaxy. When you look further out into space and you look at all of the galaxies, into a few of them. There's some really weird ones out there. There's 2 trillion galaxies. There's more mini beasts than galaxies in the universe. Scrape up all the sand from every beach in a big old pile. You'll have 7 quintillion, 500 quadrillion, and 1 grains of sand. Because I found that you missed one, mate. And yeah, 7 quintillion, 500 quadrillion. There's more insects and grains of sand on every beach on planet Earth. Yeah, this is why this day is very important. There's an estimated 10 quintillion insects, 10 with 18 zeros. And if they all disappear overnight, game over. Planet Earth will be dead, toxic, bleh, in 10 years. The atmosphere will be full of hydrogen sulfide, methane, carbon dioxide, really, really yucky. Let's hope they don't disappear. Right, let's play a little game, boys and girls. We're going to play a game. Do you want to play a game? This game is called Scorpion Death. Anyway, yeah, like I said, to get any attention in the trial. Now, these are the rules. I'm going to give you 3 scorpions to play with. 1 will kill you. The other ones won't. But here it is. You can choose whichever one you want to play with, but to make it fun, I'm not going to tell you which one wins. If you get it right, you lose. I know it's not safe, but do you want to live or watch people live? Right, okay, who's going first? Alright, I'll choose you. Everyone else step back. Right, here we are. Where is Vinny? There's, no, that's, right, here's Vinny. Alrighty. Coming back at you. Pinchy McPinchface. There, let's get that in, alright. Everything's all back to front, isn't it, on the camera? There's Pinchy. Let's try and get him to fill the actual screen up. There. Right, got it. Pinchy McPinchface. Then we have Vinny. Okay, mums, dads, hope you're watching, because you may be called in to help. And then there's Nigel. That's cute. Well, hang on. Don't jump in. I'm going to give you 3 lifelines. You can have 50-50. Take one away. Then you have a deadly and not deadly to choose from. I give you. Ask the audience. They all got a vote. If you're not sure, all right. And phone a friend. Actually, we should call this. You want to be a scorpion edge. Right. Okay. So you're going to take a choice, or you're going to use a lifeline. Who are you going to play with? Huh? You're going to phone a friend. Okay. Who are you going to call? Right. Okay. Who should she play with? Pinchy, Vinny, or Nigel? What's your opinion? Which one do you think? They're not poisonous. They're venomous. Don't worry, darling. You'll get that. Right, so which one should you choose? Pinchy, Vinny, or Nigel? Ding, 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 ding. You run out of time. I'm really sorry. You have 2 more lifelines. Right. Ask the audience. All right. Yeah, okay, she's asking the audience. Should she play with Pinchy? Hands up. Okay, we have a good 20%. Should she play with Vinny? Hands up. About another 20%. Should she play with Nigel? 1%. Right, so 1% says play with Nigel, 20% says Vinny, 20% says Pinchy, and the other one else can't work it out. You have 50-50 left. I'll take one away, you have 2 to choose from. You want me to take one away? I'm going to take... No, I'm taking Pinchy. You have to choose which one to play with now. Is it Nigel or is it Vinny? You're going to choose Nigel. Okay. What's your name again? Sylvie? Evie. Evie. How old are you, my love? 9. So you have 91 years potential life expectancy to look forward to. If you had chosen Vinny, you would have retained all of those years. You chose the wrong one. Obviously, I'm not going to let you hold it. Give her a clap. She's dead. How does it work? It's very simple, actually. The rule of claw is big claws, little sting. Little claws, big sting. Obviously, this isn't actually a deadly one. This is a desert hairy, Hadruas ozenensis. You don't bring death stalkers out. But if you wondered what a death stalker looks like, these are a very close approximation. Okay? They have long, thin claws, but these guys don't actually have a big bad sting. So whenever you see a scorpion like this, if you are in North Africa and you see a scorpion that looks like that, odds are it's either a fat tail or a death stalker. Don't play with it, it will kill you. They are very dangerous. In Arizona, this one looks bad, but actually it's not that dangerous. But the bark scorpions in Arizona are dangerous to children. It'll ruin your holiday if it stings you if you're a grown-up. My friend Stu is over there doing some elite expeditions. He got stung by one when he was out in Arizona. He said, yes, it really hurt for a few days, but not pleasant. So yeah, be careful. Don't copy me, okay, kids, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can come across it. I do, yeah. I was married to a narcissist for 20 years. I don't mind venom. I'm used to that pain. You feel me? Many do. Okay, do you know what we should do? We should let the grown-ups have a go because they have been very well behaved, haven't they? What do you think? Let's let the grown-ups have a go. Put your hands up if you've got a mum or a dad best described as SpongeBob wet pants when it comes to... I want the ones that go at the sight of a money spider, yeah? Real wuss pantses. Yeah, avoiding eye contact. Come on down here, mate. Give him a big clap. Well done. Well, I'll give you a clap then. Come on, give him a clap. Takes courage standing out in front of people. I do respect that. Now then, I'm all about gender equality. I think you should pick a mum. Hello. Would you like to step into my parlour? Said the spider to the fly. Give this beautiful girl a big round of applause. Thank you, my darling. All right, okay, you stand over here on my left, my darlings. It's easier for me because I'm ambidextrous. Okay, and you as well. Now then, although I do understand spider fear and spiderphobia, I did do hypnotherapy and NLP many years ago, and I worked with phobias to a great degree. And you were not born scared of spiders. If you are scared of spiders, spiderphobia is a learned behavior. If you were my sister, she's spiderphobic. I can't imagine who's responsible for that. Might be me, yeah. My favourite trick was waiting for Mum to come home from the shops and I pull all the stalks off with a smile face. And I'd be like, Jen! She'd go, what? Jen, come on, have a look at this! Obviously my voice was a lot lower then. I was only about 10. And she'd be like, what? How much you mean those? Yeah, don't worry about George and Bungle and all that. Come on over here. Come on, look at this. She said, what? I love them. Spiders! Couldn't sit down for a week after that hiding I got. Worth it though. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, it's a learned behaviour. So I'm going to introduce you to Twilight Sparkle. Ladies first. Twilight Sparkle is the Mexican orange leaf, Brachypelma smithy, the one that everyone wants. These guys are beautiful. There she is. In case you're wondering, how do you tell the difference between Homori and Smithy? Okay, if there's more black than beige on your cute spruce carapace, that's Homori. You'll never ever lose that earworm. So this is Smithy. I'll show everyone here. She's beautiful. Look at that. So that, as you can see, the telltale more beige than black, and the knees, instead of buff and cream, are both orange. Yeah, there you go. Ready? Don't worry, she won't bite hard. These are probably the best starter spiders to keep because they're so laid back, gentle, cute, fluffy bumpkins. There you go. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? Yeah, you did alright. Well done. It's soft, isn't it? It's not what you'd expect. You're welcome. Yeah, I know, movies, they get in your head, newspapers, you know, like the fair on Sunday. Oh, the Bedford Wolves with our invasion, out to the hills. Been here 180 years, no one's died. It's not an invasion, it's a conquest, isn't it? There's films, you know, 8-legged freaks or anything. There's one film called This Facts Right. Have you seen Crocodile Dundee? There's you shouldn't, because it's got Rudy's in it. There's this part where he's in America and he's like, yeah, Mike, no thanks to Black Widow, funnel web's the one that's going to kill you. Which is true. Funnel web is the deadliest spider on the planet. 14 medically recorded deaths versus 10 of the wandering spider. And again, depending on which monosyllabic tabloid, they'll go, oh, wandering spider, deadly banana spiders and that's who is it that's really missed? They always miss that banana special with the wandering spiders in. Right. Not fair, is it? Do you know my favourite bit? You know, like he goes for a walk with his girlfriend and the bloke comes out from the bushes, you're like, you gotta like it. He's like, yeah, sure. Little, that knife, Angel wallet. Yeah, I love that bit. She's like, give me the wallet. He's got a knife and stuff. What a knife. Cool, I had a knife. Anyway, yeah. Oh, you're sweating. That's not a spider. Cool, that a spider. Did you not see the foreshadowing? You thought that was just a bit of lad pants, didn't you? I'm mean, aren't I? This is a spider. This is Sally the Bahia Scarlet Bird Eater. There she is. She's only a baby. Both hands. Yeah, these little girls, they reach about 8 to 9 inches across. Oh, bless you, mate. Don't worry, you are going to get so many lad points from your family. Put that one up on social media, the ultimate post. Well done. And I suppose time, give this superhuman a big round of applause. What a legend. And a super round of applause to the super mum there. She's also some. She is beautiful. My pleasure. Now you might be wondering, why don't Bugfest let children hold tarantulas? It's because tarantulas have itchy hairs on their abdomens, and if they flick them off, it can give you quite a nasty rash. If it goes into your eyes, it can potentially cause retinal detachment, which is posh for blind. If you're highly asthmatic and you breathe up a lung full of that stuff, game over. And I know there's a lot of people that go, oh my god, I was at a party and they let our baby hold a spider on their head. They never told you that. If you can speak Bristolian, basically what I've just said is you were expressing your concerns about the safety of the party and the qualifications of the person doing it. Check the websites. If they look stupid, if you see children walking around aimlessly with a snake going, don't book these bozos, okay? Look for safety, look for control of the animals, and make sure the children are not holding tarantulas and stuff like that. That is the safe way to do it, okay? Yes, darling. You got a spider at your house. What do you call it? I've never heard a spider called before. What's your spider called? What you can call that one then? So we've got a spider called I don't know and a spider called Brilliant. Okay, so moving on. We have a couple more things to say. Show you the spiders. Yeah, the biggest spider in the world. Who knows what it is? What is the biggest spider in the world? Giant bird eater. Are you sure, Goliath? Is the biggest in the world? Are you sure? How much are you willing to bet on that, mate? Where's my This is my sadly departed £300 worth of Theraphosa. She had a bad skin shed and her lung books didn't separate properly about a year and a half ago. She carried on, but she finally lost energy and died. It's kind of glued and set into. Actually, this has got a crack on it. Oh no, I'm going to have to buy another Roaches pot. What am I going to do? Oh no, I can't share them around at home because everyone's vegan. Oh, I'm going to have to be selfish and eat them all myself. Dang. So yeah, this is Mrs. Facehugger. It's a Goliath bird eater. She's about 10 inches across. Yeah, Mrs. Facehugger. You should not get that reference. How old are you? 11. That film's got a 15 certificate for a reason. Where's your... It's okay, it's a great film, isn't it? Blame it. Always blame your dad. When the cat's away, Facehugger. Aliens.
I don't know that. It was the dad.
It's definitely dad. Yeah, so this isn't fully grown. This is only 10-inch leg span. Goliaths regularly reach 11. But that's not. You just know what it is. You haven't seen it. You're just trying to save your backside now. You think the Goliath is the biggest? It's the biggest tarantula and the heaviest spider. But there's a bigger spider than this. It is a huntsman. Bonus points for knowing exactly what it is. The giant cave huntsman from Laos. So these guys are big. So here's Mrs. Facehugger when she was alive. Very, very big spider. And don't worry, when you're old enough, you'll get that. The giant cave huntsman reaches leg spans of 12 inches across. And boy, they can jump with a capital ump. Yeah, look at that. They move like grease lightning. You know, like that TV program on ITV. I was famous 20 years before you were born. You don't know who I am. Get me out of here. You can tell I'm a fan. I'm famous for doing stupid stuff on YouTube. Yeah, these spiders move like grease lightning and step back because they really can move. Further, further. Where's it gone? I'm only joking. This is not a spider. This is hate, death, and pain on 42 legs. This is Mr. Kill. Mr. Kill is the giant back-eating centipede. These are lethal. They have claimed human lives. They are very venomous. You do not pick them up with your bare hands. Step back, children, please. Because if this gets you, you're really going to scream until you're sick out both ends at the same time. Where's Ben? Ben loves centipedes, doesn't he? This week, I'm mostly being bitten by a giraffe. Right, then let's get this camera angled properly. Giant scolopendras. Don't be fooled by how slow this one is moving. They are really nasty things. I'll go anywhere they want predators. They climb up the sides of caves. They hang from the surface of the cave. They can dangle there, waving around. They catch bats as they fly past. They also take down snakes of considerable size, amphibians, frogs, salamanders, mice, lizards. Anything goes with these guys. And like I said, they have claimed human lives. Who wants to hold it? Only mucking about. You crazy guys. Yes, darling. My wife doesn't like these either. She comes in the pub room, she looks at it, she goes, that ain't right. She's a cockney, she's like, that ain't right. Of course it is, it's cool. But these are so tough, they've even been known to eat their way out of things that have eaten them. There's a picture online of a snake that ate one of these, stabbed its fangs in, swallows it down, centipede's like, call that a bite, didn't hurt. The centipede have got cockney accent, you see. And it swallows it down, the snake swallows whole, and in the snake's stomach, the centipede's there going, eats its way out because he's a bit Hank Marvin. That's how in London you say starving. So he eats his way through the snake's stomach and goes down through the body, exploring the organs, gobbling up the gallbladder. In fact, eviscerates the snake from inside out, and it makes its way down to the back end of the snake and chews its way through the ribs. Like that. Don't believe me? Check this out. Here is the picture. It's gruesome. Do you want to see it, kids? Yeah! Okay. There you go. Not quite sure the snake, puff adder it looks like. And there's the centipede deciding to eat its way out. You see the head on the left. And there's the ventral view of the centipede. So that snake thought, oh, I'm good for the next month with this one. And that's a 20 centimetre centipede, by the way. So it literally chews its way through. So now that snake looks nice and plump, which a snake should look. This is what it looked like when they got the centipede out. So there's your snake, and there's a gone down snake balloon. All the organs that were in the snake are now in the centipede. Cool. You could say he disagrees with somebody that ate him. Anyway. One thing left for you to see before I hand you over to our next guest, who is going to do spider sexing for you. All right? It's the most scary animal in the world. Do you want to see it? Are you sure? Are you sure? It's terrifying. It's a good job we don't have carpet then, because everything will get mopped up much easier. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn around, look at your mums and dads. That's you in 20 years. If you're lucky, because you're awesome mums and dads put you here today. Some of you are here. Any of you first time invert showers? Yeah. Long time invert showers going forwards, let's hope. Thank you for bringing your beautiful families here today, my friends. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you. Well done for bringing your brave boots as well. Where's my other brave girl? But yeah, well done for bringing your brave boots, guys. Thanks for bringing your kindness and love and generosity and supporting us with the raffle. Please buy raffle tickets if you haven't bought them already. We are trying to save the oil beetle. They are endangered. Thanks for being here, guys. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Hope you enjoyed my show. Shoddy dad jokes. They're really bad, aren't they? Thanks very much, guys. Cheers. No. What? Right. Hey, darling.
Yeah, they do. They just shine a black light on them, they glow in the dark. Right. Thanks, Les. My pleasure. Yeah. 10 minutes, yeah, he's gone and done. Thank you very much. We have got these things that you kind of grow and then I've practiced with that for 4 years. We've had ours like 18 they're really hot. There's like 2 guys. It's not really I've only got 6 left. We've got 4, 2 died. One died up on which is beetle gems. Hello. Hi. How are you? Very well, thanks for visiting me. You can shove it anywhere. Yes. Yeah, they've all gone. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's just, you've got to get straight in. It just flies off. And we use it to bring nose. I'm not going nowhere, mate. I've got to make this work.
mate, I'm missing the sail here, I'm going to kill me. Will you maybe do this for us? No, it's this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just leave it. I'm a school teacher, so I oh, did you? So can you throw a slideshow on that, or?
Yeah, slideshow on there.
But if you can throw that, and then
Received it.
what?
Which one do you want?
All of it. All on.
Oh, right, a slideshow, yeah.
Alrighty then, it's time for spider sexy. Who wants to know how to tell the boys from the girls?
Hello, John Domino. I mean, I've got a show. Attention is hi everyone. I'm just going to let you now know it was 24 hours ago that Lee said, do us a favour, Ian. Can you do something on sexy tarantulas at the show? So I'm here. I'm going to show you what I do at home. So that because when you come to my table, a lot of the stuff I have is pre-sexed. You know, you get a female or a male once it's over a certain size and a certain age. So I just thought I'd show you. You can come a bit closer to this if you want. You don't need to. You don't see what you do over there. So what I've done, I do this to like thousands of skins a year. You do. Constantly sexy spider all the time. So when a spider grows, I'm sure those of you who keep them know, when they grow, they have an exoskeleton that they have to shed. So they shed it in one go. And in order to be able to sex the spider, we have to get this crumpled mess and flatten it out. So what I do is I use this stuff here. It's quite expensive, this stuff, called fairy liquid. You put a little bit of fairy liquid in the bottom and you fill it with hot water. And then you soak the skin. I put these in soak 10 minutes ago probably. Got different sizes, different spiders here. And then because I'm really intelligent, I forgot to bring a petri dish, which is what I sex all the skins on at home. So I'm going to just use this lid instead. So what we do is we get the skin, we put it in one of these little tubs, or we put it in a sling pot, and then I just write what it is on the lid. And then all the spiders, if you've actually got our table, most of them have got a number on them. That number's for me, not you. And it's so that I know which spider the skins come off. It's as simple as that. It's only reason story. So this is B. Smithy number 9. That's Clitococcolagopolosis number 19. This one's Rufus Sarah. Now the reason that's called Rufus Sarah is because someone called Sarah wanted the spider, and then it escaped in the house. And we didn't get it until after the show, and so I'd given Sarah a different version of the same species, and then we found this one again. So it ended up going back in the pot, just being called Rufus Sarah. So I'll try this one first. Possibly a female one. So what we do is just take this, empty the water out, so that we've got just the skin itself. And then I've just put it under a microscope on, this is 10 times magnification at the moment. I'm going to disappear now into this thing, so you have to just bear with me for a second. And then people can come and have a look at this in a second. We're just zooming out, and I'm going to end up with these. Is that scrolling as I'm talking?
No.
Now, if you scroll through that, if you can. If you don't mind, whichever way, okay. So what I did, I'll keep talking. What I did was I went through some moats that I did yesterday afternoon, and a couple of days ago I went through the moats and just labelled. I don't need to, as I do them, I put them in my blue book. This is my Bible, this. So as a moat's done in the kitchen,
I write down what it is in that book. I never bother doing it on the photo. So I just went over a few just to show you what they look like. So there's a male there. That's the size of the moult that's come off. So you can see, you can sex them from quite a small size, depending on the species. Some species, even a really big moult, it can be difficult to sex whether it's a male or female. But that a male there, it came off a moult the same size as that lid, so it's not difficult to do really, once you get your eye in. So what I've done here is I'm just zooming out now, and I'm going to use these two things. I go fly fishing, so you make your own flies. So these are from the fly fishing hobby, not the spider hobby. But the number of lads I know who've sexed up with now said, where do you get them from here? They're buying them. These are called clubbing needles, and they're used to make your own flies and fishing. So I'm going to just open this moult up now. So they start off with a bit of a mess, but once you get used to it, you're going to flip the moult over and then back on itself, so that you end up with the abdomen on the flat, like that. And then once you've got that like that, I'll show you now. I'll show you what it looks like in a sec. I'm just going to open out the abdomen on this spider, like that. And this is a male, this by the looks of it. So yeah, this is a male. So I don't know if anyone wants to come and have a look at this now. I'll turn this mic just go round, and you'll be able to, if you look down there, you can see that there are no female organs. What you're looking for are two, either one, like it's like a flap that goes across the whole of the, between the two bucklungs, on the upper bucklungs, you're looking like for a flap, which means that it's a female. And if it hasn't got that flap, if it's empty, it's a male. But if you look at them on the screen now, this is a mini female. Well, that's the, yeah, so see these two, they look like little mushrooms. See these two things here, that and that. They will eventually get much bigger. They develop as, so each moult, they're the female organs, they get bigger and more pronounced. So that's what you're looking for with Salmophia seminia. Different spiders have different shapes. Females have different shapes from Africa, so it depends on the actual species. But you soon, when you've done enough molts, you get your eye in, and you soon realise which one's which and what's going on. If you flip round, so see, it's got none of them mushrooms that are present, are they? You go back again. See the mushrooms, and then you go forwards, and then there's no mushroom. That's a male. There's no way you can get them two things confused. One of them has spermatozoa, and the other one doesn't. And that one, you can see it's got locked. There's there's nothing there. No, it's completely blank. So if you go forward a bit more again, and again. So that's a Hamori. So Brachypelma Hamori, the Mexican red thing. That one there, you do another one. I think there's another one next to that. Yeah, you can see a little bit easier there. So you know, I said some have, let's like paired mushrooms, and others have the flap. That's the big flap you're looking for, and that will move that. If I had that skin underneath that microscope now, I could actually put this needle behind that and lift it up. Clearly a female, there's no mistaking, you can't get it wrong. So if you go forward again a bit more. So that there, you can't really see it on the screen, but it's clear on the laptop. That's got these two mushrooms developing. See, so this is the Mexican rose grey, and it's just got the two of them there. They lift with you can get the pin behind them and you can lift them up. Clearly a female. There's no way you're going to get that mistaken. Click that again for us, good. Again, that's another female. Yeah, you can see got like bunny ears there. But see the way that's starting to develop, that will eventually become a flap across the whole of the inside of the spider. Click that again for us, mate. I should have done some of these without labels on them, and you could have tested you lot, couldn't I? But I know you know what you're doing. But again, you can see this is a bit bright. There's a bit of a shine there because there was a bit of sunlight in the window. But you can see that there's this flap exists again, another female. I didn't put many male photos in because there's nothing to see. It's just a big blank. Just click forward again. So that one there's a male. This line here can confuse you, but that skin is tiny. So from quite young, from quite early on, some species have this brown line. And when I first started sexing skins, I'd put a little note in my book, oh, possibly female, I'll look again. 3 or 4 months down the line, it looks exactly the same because it's a male, and it just has this little brown mark instead. But then further up here, there's also 2 marks on a male, which helps to distinguish it as well. Just flick again. So that's the size of the skin that you're able to molt from. Size of that's the same size as a sling-pot lid, very, very tiny. You can't always get everyone from that, but it is possible. And in fact, Cosmos, elegans, any of the little love art books, any of them, some of the adults are only that big full grown anyway, so you're getting full, mature female molts. This size, it's clear as the nose of your face how easy it is to sex them. Just go forward with it again for us. So that's a pulka female. That's down. I put that as a first attempt. I'll show you it in the book in a minute. But there's just some little indications here that there's something going on. If it was a male, there's nothing. It's completely blank. There's nothing there. So these little marks here, I just put it down. If I open the book, I'll show you. I just put it down as possible. I might put like 60% possible, 70% possible, and as I go on through the molts, as the spider gets older, and I sex the molt more and more times, it ends up looking like this, and there's just loads of notes down, so that eventually I know that if you take a female off me, you're getting it to 100%. I won't sell it unless I know as a female, unless it's 100%. It has to be. Otherwise, they just stay for one more molt till it happens and it is possible. And then each species is just listed throughout the book, each of the numbers that there are. But if I go here, so I put here, small brown lip, second now slightly bigger. I've now put that as a male because the molt after that, it was clearly male. So that I put little indications just in case. Sometimes you can get it, like I've had half-actera pulper bees, blue, half-actera pulper bees, Billy. Golden blue leg baboon, thank you. They're a bit hard to do. So early on, they're a bit of a pain. So I just make notes, and the odd one I've had down, male, and it's been clearly female, next month down. So you do have to be careful, you know. And if the difference, I know this sounds a bit crass, but if the difference is a 40-pound animal or a 120-pound animal because of one molt, I'm keeping older for that one molt just in case, you know. So that's a male. Let's just see if I can get one of these things out and try and find one that I think is a female. That would be might be a female. If I had enough skins and enough time, you could have come and have a go with this, you say. Have a little play. What I do with my little pin. No, he's never sit on that hill. I dropped it once. It was really delicate at the end, you know. And I dropped it and I was sick. I was like, oh, I've ruined this now. But when it dropped, it hit the floor. And the very, very end of it, the very tip, bent over. So it was like a little tiny hook. And it just made a massive difference. It really just speeded things up really quick to be able to set them out because it had that little tiny hook on it, you know. Great. It was a happy action. So I've got that where it's more or less where it needs to be. I'm just going to open this abdomen up now. And that is a female. There you go. So, anyone want to come along? That's clearly a female. So that's a Mexican rose grey female. Can you see that there's that between the top buckles, there's like that big flap of skin. So if I take this, in fact you can take it yourself and you can literally, you should just be able to lift that skin, that little bit should lift up for you. Can you see it moving? Yeah, so that's 100% female. So I'll now put that in the book. What number is it? So that's the DC number 6. I had it as a female anyway. So now, because the last moult, first moult, I had that as a female. I've just sexed it as a female again. So now I'm happy to put 100% next to that. And that's ready to go. And that's what I do. I basically do that for thousands of skins. I've got thousands of spiders, so I have to do thousands of skins. And I collect maybe, you can get 15 skins in this tub. You can get 34 in another. Depending on, and so as I go through the spiders and feeding, I just collect and collect. And when I've got a tub full of maybe 30, I'll sit down for an hour and go through them all and sex them all. And that's pretty much how you do it. If you just flip forward again, so there's, I'm pretty sure, just flick again. And again. See that's a male, see? So can I just, so there's the Duncus female, and you can see that those bunny ears are starting to fuse together. And then there's a male, there's nothing there. So it's nice and clear, it's easy to do once you've got your eye in. So that's a female, that one. Because that is a really tiny, tiny skin, that. And you can only just, this is at 10 times magnification. You can just about see 2 little developments there. But then if I flick forward onto a 30 times, oh no, sorry, that's the 10 times there. You can see it's just, see that little tiny development? Flick it through to 30 times, and you can clearly see it's definitely a female. Now that's off the gorilla, that, and that's the skin. That's hot, I mean, it's tiny, yeah. So it is possible, when people say, oh, I don't know, it's not big enough. It's nonsense, you can sex them at the size of a slim pot. It's so clear as your nose and your face, isn't it? You can literally see that's a female. And you all know that's a female now, don't you? Just by looking at that screen. So, off a little tiny molt like that. Bigger molts sometimes it can be a bit of more of a pain, because you just can't get them under the microscope because that's so big. So what is that? What is that? Go closer to the screen. What's that here? That's the black. That's a female. Female, see? So that's Nichnicolis species Panama. They're pretty smart. Yeah, so do you know what? That molt, it was ripped to pieces. It took me about 10 minutes. Normally I could do a molt about a minute and a half. It's like done, next one, done, next one. That was torn to bits. So I had to root through all the bits of molt to find them, the pair of buttons, and then open it out and found that it was a female. Some, I'm going to try and find you one now. So there's Clausy, female, again, sticks out like a sore thumb. It's not a big spider, that's 3-4 centimetres maybe, it's not big. Amelia, 4-5 centimetres maybe, not big. So these ones here, this is Ciliocosmus. Ciliocosmus are the weirdest ones I've ever come across. Out of all the 215 species at home, 2,500 spiders maybe, these are the weirdest that you ever see. And by the time, this is a tiny thing, this little thing is, I don't know if no, I've obviously not kept that. So the skin would have sat on that lid easily, completely out, all the legs flayed, it would have sat easily there. And you can see it's a female, but these things, these end up like, they don't fuse, the two little, these arms don't fuse. These things just get longer and they end up looking like, you know, like them slides that go round. Helter Skelter, they end up like looking like a Helter Skelter. You just roll in the, inside the spider. And they end up about, if it was to scale, it would be this big. Really strange. Spermatogot on that species. So yeah, that's about it really. I'm sure you could all get a skin now and open it out, couldn't you? And have a guess. Look that out. This one's a bit, that's a young female again. Some of them are a little bit that's stuff, but you kind of get your eye in them over time and eventually get to a point where, I mean, that, could it be any clearer? It couldn't, could it? There's nothing, if it's a male, there is nothing there at all. And then you've got that, you've definitely got a thing. And again, that's that there, you're taking home with you. I got a molt and I checked, I thought, you know what, I'm not going to give him it unless I'm 100% on it. So I got a molt out and checked it yesterday. 100% female, 100% female, 100% female. They've all got that telltale flattish skin. Is that okay? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Anything that'll get, all you need to be able to do is expand what you can see between the top buckles and you're on the way. You're on the way, and then you can do it. Yeah. I think primarily the most important thing is being able to manipulate it. And I mean, I know lads who use toothpicks to do it, sewing needles. You know, I just use it because I do that many. I like to have a lot of things to do. So, anyone else have any questions? Okay.
Any questions?
No?
Well, let's show a round of appreciation. Thank you very much.
All right then, don't forget. Raffle at 3. Okay, 3 o'clock the raffle is drawn. We are still selling raffle tickets. It's not too late to get yourself some raffle tickets. If you want to stop the beetles going extinct, go and buy some raffle tickets. If you don't buy raffle tickets, you obviously don't care about endangered species. If you do care, come on down. It's £1 a ticket, £5 a strip. Think how good you'll feel about yourself. Marina is to the right of me. You'll see her behind the raffle prize table.
I'm just emotionally abusive. I live like I'm married to the narcissist. I know how to manipulate.
Yeah, I can use it. I mean, if it was a bigger mistake, I mean, so long as you're expanding the course, 10 times magnification, so we can get it 10 times.